through our list. And first, I would ask Liz Throop to come forward. Did I pronounce that right?
It's Liz Throop.
Troop. Okay.
Throop.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for grace. It was spelled differently than that.
It's THROOP, Throop.
Okay. It is spelled that way. It doesn't sound like troop.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, good to have you, Ms. Troop. Please tell us who you're with, and we'd be happy to hear from you.
Thank you. I'm a DeKalb County voter, and I appreciate your letting me come speak today. This Committee on Election Integrity is considering HB 531, and it's an everything but the kitchen sink bill that doesn't do a lot to further election integrity. Of all the troubling things in this bill, the provision to make observing someone else's vote a felony is, to me, the most unnerving, especially given the enormous touch screens that in-person voters are required to use. Line 1483 says, any person who knowingly observes or attempts to observe any elector to see how such elector marks or has marked his or her ballot, except in strict accordance with this chapter regarding assistance in voting, shall be guilty of a felony. Consider how many poll watchers and even regular voters just would not want to take the risk of facing a felony for something that anybody could accuse them of at any time. I have observed and poll watched at dozens of polling places across more than a dozen counties since the pilots for the new voting system in 2019. Yet each time I enter a polling place and see those glowing jumbotrons, usually facing toward me, I'm shocked. It's hard not to see someone else voting under those circumstances. Last year, the Secretary of State told counties to turn the screens to face toward outside walls, but polling place managers have to deal with a lot of different room configurations, limited electrical supply, concerns about voters tripping over electrical cords, and whether anybody is tampering with the voting machines. So they often face the machines toward the center of the room for lack of better options. And even the suggested room arrangements can seem private until a line of voters starts snaking around the room, or until voters start walking behind other voters on the way to and from their voting machines. Georgia has largely been spared big crowds this year because of COVID, but already widespread concerns and complaints about privacy will escalate when the crowds return. I saw a video of a big December rally in Alpharetta in which a rather hysterical voter accused a poll worker at Dunwoody Library of demanding to see the voter's printed ballot. The voter thought the poll worker wanted to see who she had chosen for president, when in fact the poll worker just needed to know the precinct so she could direct the ballot to the correct scanner. Ballot secrecy can be an emotional topic. This body has the power to make our voting system private, but this is not the way. I really want to think that you did not write this provision to intimidate people who are providing voting assistance, intimidate poll workers, intimidate poll watchers, or intimidate regular voters. But this provision shows how poorly 531 has been thought through. Please do not pass this bill out of committee. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you being here today.